So you want to see about getting more keywords and you're thinking about using Publisher Rocket, or possibly you already have Publisher Rocket. Now, whether you're on one side of the fence or the other, you need to know a few things in order to maximize the most out of this tool. So you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned to today's video. This is Self-Publishing with Dale, where you'll learn to publish books that sell and build an unstoppable author brand. And if you want to learn more about writing, publishing, and building an author platform, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn the bell notifications on so that way you don't miss a single video. Today's video is sponsored by Thinkific, and I've talked a lot about Thinkific, and it's for good reason. I'm actually a big fan of their product, and when I was actually, looking at sponsors for the channel, these guys made the most sense to me because you can take your book and turn it into an online course, or you can even host your reader magnet or lead magnet. There's so many things you can do. Email acquisitions, so dead simple using Thinkific. And you can actually do that by visiting dalelinks.com/Thinkific. Again, that's dalelinks.com/Thinkific. Big shout out to Thinkific. I definitely appreciate you folks. All right, so just full disclosure. All right, today, going to be talking about Publisher Rocket. I am an affiliate for Publisher Rocket. That means if you end up purchasing Publisher Rocket from my affiliate link, I get compensated for that. It doesn't adversely affect your price. It greatly helps out this channel. In the event that you're like, shill, you're just trying to sell me things. Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. And if you end up buying it, kudos. If you don't want to buy it and you're one of those people that are like, no, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to tell you this, that I've tried numerous software out there when it comes to keyword research and category research and things that are more specific to self-publishing, and no one, not a single product can top Publisher Rocket. That's how strongly I feel about it. So if you want to get access to it, you can actually go get it at dalelinks.com/rocket, and they actually have a 30-day money-back guarantee. In the event that you don't like it, you're like, hey, deuces, Dale, I want to get rid of this thing. Go ahead and send it back. No sweat. I'm not going to be angry or mad at you if you don't get it or if you don't want to keep it. But I think there's a lot of viewers that have really enjoyed this software, and for good reason. So I wanted to get the full disclosure out the way. Let's go ahead and let's talk about some of the features that we have when it comes to Publisher Rocket, because we're going to talk about the keyword research tool in just a moment here. But I want to kind of show some of the things that you can kind of come to expect. Now here's a shot here of the actual software. It's open. It has the keyword search tool. That's what we're going to cover today. Competition analyzer, category search, and AMS keyword search. Now I'll tell you that I use 3 of the 4 probably on a daily basis, between looking up proper keywords for my content, to getting the proper categories listed on my books. And then this one that I use a lot is the AMS keyword search. I use this a ton since I run a lot of ads. So getting that all together. Now the competition analyzer, maybe we can save that for another discussion for another day. But nonetheless, you can kind of see it's robust with features. And I know that Dave and the Rocket team are talking about rolling out even more features in the very near future, including support for UK as well as Germany. Now, there's no ETA on this one, so don't hold your breath on it. They are working really hard in making this tool available to you, so that way you're able to use it really out there. All right, so the next thing is going to be the keyword research features. This is what we've come to the table for. This is what we're going to discuss today. So I want to kind of, do a little bit of just a brief dive on what the keyword research tool is and cover like a couple of the commonly asked questions. And the nice thing is I actually got it right from the horse's mouth, although I don't think Dave wants me to call him a horse. But nonetheless, I'll be able to share some of the stuff with you. So we've got the keyword search tool. Let's say, for instance, I'm putting out a book about home workouts, okay? Now, keep in mind, when you're starting to type in things, all right, it's got the ebook feature, and then you have the print book feature. When you're doing your keyword research, make sure you're selecting the proper keywords, because relevancy varies based on the SKU. That means when you're looking up keywords, the keyword value is going to be a little different for ebook than it will be for print book. Now, there's some overlap. Sometimes there's a lot of overlap. But for the most part, you always make sure that you get different keywords when you're doing your research. Now, whether you're using Publisher Rocket or not, this is a rule that you should be already doing. So if you're just simply copying and pasting your 7 keyword slots from your ebook over to your print book, you may be doing a great disservice to that print book, or even vice versa if you're going back and doing the other direction. So let's just say for the sake of just brevity here, we're going to go ahead and look up home workouts. I just go ahead and click it. Now, the very first thing you're going to notice is, I'm going to hit over home workouts. You can see I was looking up another keyword earlier. We have number of competitors. Then we have average monthly earnings. Then we have Google searches per month. And then we have estimated Amazon searches per month and competitive score. Now, each one of these bears importance in your overall, what you're determining if you want to stick with this particular keyword. So these ones weren't proving very fruitful. Let's do this. I might actually just reboot Publisher Rocket here. I had it open for a while, so that might be why it was getting stagnant. All right. Do that keyword research. So let's just go ahead and say workout plan. All right. All right. As will happen sometimes, Rocket isn't going to entirely work for us where it's going to pull up some of these things. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit analyze on each one of these things. Every now and then you get a sneak peek at some of them, but for the most part now we're just going to go ahead and hit analyze on each one of them. So you see what it's doing? It's going to show us all the relevance. Now typically what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll hit all these analyze buttons. I'm not going to hit competition just yet, but I'm going to focus on how many competitors can I expect for this particular keyword string. Workout plans for men. 516 competitors. Wow, that's a lot. All right. Average monthly earnings, $819. Not bad. Google searches per month, 12,100. Now remember, if you can place in Google search, man, you're going to make it just about anywhere. And then here's this is the key right here. Estimated Amazon searches per month, 1,915. I'm excited. Okay, that means that there is nearly 2,000 different search queries on Amazon for this particular keyword. If you ever see something like less than 100, it's going to kind of make you scratch your head. I'm not saying it's off the table, but that just means there's only about maximum 3 people searching for this particular keyword in a given day. So I would rather see something above 100. Now, last but not least is the competitive score. Now, we can get excited about workout plans for men, but the competitive score is 80. It's based on a 0 to 100 scale. So 0 meaning this is no competition whatsoever, to 100 being it is an all-out fist fight to try to get to the top. I'm not going to discourage you from utilizing a keyword that has a very high competitive score. If you've got good relevancy within your particular niche, then chances are very likely you'll probably place for that given keyword on first page. But the likelihood is slim to none if you're brand new to this particular keyword and niche. So 80 is really, really, really high. I recommend, generally speaking, to a lot of my coaching consults and clients that you want to kind of keep your competitive score below 50. So keep it below 50. Now, what Dave Chesson has recommended on previous broadcasts, he was actually over on Kelly's channel once, and he recommended 40 or less, just to be on the safe side. Now, he's not discouraging you, nor am I discouraging you from using some of these higher competitive scores. It's just you need to temper your expectations with the reality, because if it's an all-out fist fight, you better expect to kind of work for it. So you can kind of see right out the gate, workout plan for women looking pretty good at a number of competitors, 630, average monthly earnings, 343, not bad. No Google searches per month, that's okay though. We've got estimated Amazon searches, 329, that's fair. And then we have a competitive score of 35. That kind of met our criteria of being below 50, even better yet, below 40. So the very first thing I want to do is I'm going to hit that competition. And let's take a look and see what the competition's up to. You can actually pay attention to the books that are showing up, first page placement for this. You'll be able to see their daily sales. You'll be able to see their monthly sales. The next thing is going to be the keyword. Is it in their title? And it is in their subtitle. You can see right away, this one says, yes, it's in their title, but it's not in their subtitle. This can sometimes bear fruit on this if you're actually putting your keywords within your title. Now, I'm not telling you to keyword stuff, but it certainly favors you a bit more than someone who's using without it. Now, you can see right away, though, I mean, there are some books right now. We were to scroll down, as if, for instance, Michael Matthews right here has Thinner, Leaner, Stronger. He has a rank of about 11,000 in the paid bookstore. And daily sales, he's pulling in $44 per day with monthly sales at about $1,000. Not bad. But he doesn't have it in his title. He doesn't have that keyword in his subtitle. So it's not working against him. But at any rate, you can kind of see where you're going with this. Now, I told you we weren't going to look at competition, but we can simply just guide ourselves back over to keyword search. If we wanted to export this particular document, which you can go through and analyze each and every single one of these and export it and then save it for later. Typically, what I like to do is I'll analyze all the volume. So let's go ahead and click on that. So I'm going to open up my keywords here. And I've got my workout plan. I'm going to open this up. And by the way, if you don't have Microsoft Excel, that's okay. You can always use Google Spreadsheets or any kind of open source software. What I will do is I will typically go through and I will get it to where I have it all filtered down and sorted. We'll go A to Z. Now I started with competitor grading because I want to get rid of all of the things that I'm not going to use. So you can see, like, say, for instance, if all these were not good ranks, we go ahead and pull it. So then I can just focus on the low-hanging fruit. Things that are right around that 50 and below. Now, obviously, these are above 50, so we would probably see this, and I would probably just highlight that. And that's going to be a way that I'm able to use some of this and get it to where I'm sorting it out. Because when you're going through and sorting it out, say, on Rocket, it's a little bit more labor intensive. You're going to want to make sure you export this. And the nice thing is you can kind of store this later. Might I recommend that when you do store it, make sure you keep a date on it of some sort. All right, so the next kind of question, concern, and comment that I've run into, and this was great. A big shout out to Richard Hislop. Love the guy. He actually asked a really great question inside our Facebook group for self-publishing books. And in the group, he actually asked a few questions. And let's go ahead. We'll zoom in on this. What he said was, how accurate have you found that data to be on the monthly Google search amount and specifically the Amazon platform monthly search amount? And then his second question was, how accurate have you found the daily sales and monthly sales to be? I see the numbers sometimes change a bit, but just trying to figure out how to accurately get the estimation. So at any rate, so here's what Dave ended up saying. And let me just zoom in on this so everybody's not having to strain to see. So the very first question when it came to actual like Google search volume, it said, Google, not so much. Since we're a small software company, in Google's eyes, they give us a limited API for their data. Hence why some of them, it seems like workout plans for women, when we saw that, that's got to be looked for on Google. Well, as Dave kind of says, they're limited on what Google's allowing them to do. Amazon's a little bit more open and allowing Publisher Rocket to see some of this data. So we're working to gain something much stronger now that we have proven as a software company to be much more legitimate. Now the next question, let's first break down some info before I go into this answer. Our sales metric is based on Amazon BSR values. Now we have deals with certain publishing companies that they constantly feed us sales information that keep our ABSR to dollar conversion up to date. However, ABSR is affected by two things, and I can actually even second this one, and I'll say this and just summarize it. It's going to be based on sales and Kindle reads. Now, he goes on to kind of say that the fact that KU, being Kindle Unlimited, or you being in the KDP Select program for ebooks, it influences your bestseller rank. So you don't have to sell a single book to be in the KDP Select program to see a benefit from that, to have the ABSR shoot up there. And I've known a number of people that have broken to the top 1,000 to top 100 simply with no sales, but all page reads. That tells you how voracious the readers are and that they are willing to go ahead and get your content through Kindle Unlimited. So at any rate, let me go ahead and continue reads. When someone buys and when someone downloads, since we can't tell what percentage is sales and what is downloads like KU, the value of the KU is different. We just assume it's all sales. We have something coming out soon that will help differentiate sales a bit and adjust for KU books. But for the time being, the software only assumes all are just sales. So keeping that in mind, how strong are we on daily and monthly sales? Daily, very strong. Monthly, not as strong. When Rocket assesses a ABSR, that ABSR is actually affected by a couple of days of interaction, with the most recent 18-hour period having over 80% effect on the total number. So more recent activity affects it the most. Using that with our continuously updated calculations, thanks to the deal with the publishing companies previously mentioned, we have a solid grasp of the daily value. However, a monthly value is interpolated out to convey a 30-day period, since we don't have servers that measure and record ABSRs every day. Now, I assure you, the calculation is far beyond just daily times 30. There's actually a weighted value depending on where in the ABSR scale it is, and this tells a lot about previous history of sales. An example is an ABSR of 1.5 million means for sure there has been 0 sales for about 17 days. So this kind of at least helps clarify some of the information and a lot of the questions that kind of cover, a lot of people are always kind of wondering, like, how accurate is this? If I'm going to invest in this tool, I want to make sure that I'm not just, flying blind on this. So this kind of gives you a better idea as to what you are dealing with when it comes to that. So before we do go any further, I just want to let you know that every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Daytime and every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Daytime, we're actually going to be here live right here on Self-Publishing with Dale at dalelinks.com/live. Join me every week at those times. It's always a blast to interact with you. And of course, join me every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Daytime on twitch.tv/selfpublish. You can actually subscribe for free with your Amazon Prime. You can see how to do that at dalelinks.com/twitch101. Always great to interact with everybody. I really do appreciate everyone tuning in every live broadcast. And if you're not catching it on the live broadcast and you're doing the replays, please leave comments. I do respond to those. I pride myself on responding to comments. If I don't respond back to you, there's probably an error going on with YouTube. I will typically get back to each and every single person. There's a link inside the description down below. You can go over to dalelinks.com/will for this exclusive interview. We're going to do a full premiere of this. So without any further ado, thank you very much for tuning in, folks. And of course, if you want to check out that interview with Will Dagus, this is really good. You're going to find out why the head of Findaway Voices is so super